Hello, everyone, and welcome to Connections for Life. I'm Ted Pete.
I'm Chad Guva.
Peter Cottontail.
Just Chad.
Joe Surratt, and you're the most. All right, wait a minute. So we went to an Easter egg hunt on Saturday, and you know how they dress people up in the bunny suits and like the Santa suits for holidays and stuff. There's nothing creepier than the big giant Easter bunny. Like, there's no way you can make that thing look halfway decent. And I didn't think it could get worse until today, until I saw you dressed up as a bald Easter bunny, which makes it even more frightening.
I think you should grow your real hair out like you just had it. Yeah, I almost lost.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, if you grew your hair out like that, Chad, it would be amazing.
The problem is when his hair gets long, it just gets
bald on the back on this one too.
Oh my God. See, that's like, you look like a serial killer Easter bunny. That's over with. Turn that off.
Easter Bunny Massacre.
That's much better.
That's the best one.
That's a little more cartoony.
Well, it's the day after Easter, so
how was your guys' Easter, Chad? What'd you do?
Well, it's Logan's birthday, 18th birthday too. So apparently we didn't do a whole lot, but I guess I got really
I forgot to send you the video.
Lindsay said I got really drunk. It's okay. We passed that. Lindsay said I got really drunk, and I don't remember most of it last night, and I fell asleep.
7 p.m.
It was like 9:30. She said. I didn't mean to. It got away from me.
Late night.
That is late. That's why. Bad news.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about you, Joe? We didn't do anything for once.
Well, my weekend started off with Friday. I drove up to Syracuse at 6 o'clock for Macy's soccer game. We got there and the other team didn't show up. So that was fun. Yeah.
I like that.
And so the worst part is then they're like, oh, we'll practice. And you're like, come on.
Right. Yeah.
Can't I just go home?
Right. Yeah.
I've been there.
So this is going to morph into something, and I don't want to get too far down the line, but after they were done with their pseudo scrimmage practice, we were going to go eat, and I had Macy, Lila, Callie, and Callie's friend Millie, and I was like, oh, I'll take them to the mall, right?
Yeah.
And I was like,
nothing in it.
Not even that. I was just going to take them like the food courts because so nobody can complain. Everybody can
get whatever get whatever you want.
But then I was like, it's Friday night, and the mall's kind of scary now.
Is it?
And I was like, yeah, like there's like always like fights and people getting like shot and robbed and stuff. And I was like, nah, we're just gonna go back to back home and we'll get something. So we did that. But
then there was a fight where you went?
No.
Right.
No, but I think it was Friday night or Saturday, either one. There was a shooting in Armory Square.
Come on, right there downtown. Seriously?
Right downtown, right. And if you
that's where Anthony lived, right?
It was right outside of the bar that Anthony always goes to, right? So I don't know. I don't want to morph this into like a depressing conversation, but like it's pretty sad the state of affairs of how like, you know, you can't even feel comfortable taking your kids to a mall to go a food court or something. I don't like that feeling.
No,
but
weird.
Other than that, I just wanted to touch on that because it's kind of depressing. There was another one down in Houston, Chad, right like where we stayed in the Galleria like yesterday. So anyways, but Easter was good. The kids had fun. It's Callie's favorite holiday. And I asked her why. And she said, she gets yeah. I was confused by that too. And she kept saying it. I was like, whatever. She's just saying it's because it's the most recent holiday, right?
Yeah.
Like she gets stuff. So, but no, her rationale was she gets toys, she gets candy, and she also gets to look for stuff. And I was like, those are three legitimate things. She's like, I like Halloween because I get candy and I get to dress up. I like Christmas because I get candy and I get stuff. But Easter, I get to have both of those, and I get to look for things.
Oh, I did skip over. We had a adult, well, not adult, but adult, it's close to adult children Easter egg hunt for money in our backyard. And oddly enough, there was $120, all broken up in different things. And Logan had 63, and Zoe had 57, whatever it was. They almost had exactly the same amount of money. Which is really strange, just because I was like, oh God, they're gonna kill me.
So we went to this Easter egg hunt on Saturday out at the lake, and it
was
such
a great idea, Chad.
It was 34 degrees and snowing and raining. So Beautiful. And today I woke up and it's 27, and tonight we're supposed to get 2 inches of snow. So spring is pretty awesome in upstate.
How about you, Teddy? How was your Easter?
So we
He
went
was at Armory Square on Saturday.
Don't tell anybody I was there. In alibi.
Still, they're out on the lookout.
We had basketball practice Friday night. We're in preparation mode for the biggest event in the program's history coming up this weekend coming up. So
Where
we
at?
practice in Cleveland at the Drew Joyce Classic, the LeBron James Classic.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge event, and we are taking 2 teams out there, man. And yeah. So
where is it at?
it's going to be at the Huntington Convention Center, I think it's called.
Logan. I mean, if Logan doesn't have anything to do, we'll go watch basketball.
Yeah. I'll text you the stuff.
Yeah, text it to me.
So we're
going.
prepping for that. So we had late practice Friday night till 9:30, and then we practiced from 7 to 9:30, and then I promptly got up at 6 a.m. to get my son to the bus for a 2-hour drive to Rochester, so that his team could play Victor's team in the snowing 30-degree rain.
Awful.
And it was brutal, and it was outside, and they got destroyed by.
It was outside?
Yeah, it was brutal. It was lacrosse.
That makes sense.
Oh, it was lacrosse. I
I was like, wow, man.
Oh yeah, lacrosse will pretty much play anything as long as it's not lightning.
So we stood there and froze for the tail kicking that they got, and then drove back home, and then I had open gym Saturday night to get more work in, right? And we practiced from 6 to 8:30, and it was an open gym. It wasn't like a structured practice. It was like, all right. So myself and one of the other assistant coaches, Trent, who just retired from playing semi-pro basketball for the last several years. And he's only 27, 26. So him and I played.
I can see where this is going. Where's this going?
We had 30 kids there, including,
Yeah.
we're running 5s on 2 courts, and, a couple teams waiting. And so my team consisted of myself, Aiden Proudfoot, who is one of our alumni who graduated. He's playing basketball at Fredonia right now.
I knew where this was going.
And then we took his little brother, who's.
Did you hurt yourself?
Oh yeah. Top 6 kid in the state. We took him.
100% hurt. I knew that.
Yeah. And then we took his other brother, the 7th grader, is really good. And then we took Isaiah Henderson, who's one of the top,
Now hang on, before you keep going, this story could have gone both 2 ways. When you started with this kid's 26, it was either you were going to play basketball or you were going to be out till 4 drinking. There was 2 ways it was going,
or both.
Let me finish. So we ended up playing, and
This is your storytelling time?
No, this is just my weekend.
Good storytelling.
Would have been, yeah. So we get going. Well, we win 8 consecutive games. We're beating everybody, right? And the 6th grader is scoring like 10 points out of the 15-point game, and Isaiah scoring the other 5. And the college kid is facilitating, and I'm just setting screens and putbacks all day long, right? Well, I go to set a screen on Jalen Hardison, who is the Class C Player of the Year, just won a state championship, and I set a screen on this kid, and his knee hit my thigh, and I'm pretty sure it touched the bone.
You went down.
Oh, sweet Jesus. It was one of the most painful things I've ever
Like the worst Charlie horse in the world, right?
So I proceed.
That's why I don't do stuff.
So I keep getting up, right? I keep going. We keep playing. I go to set another one on him, and he goes by, and his elbow hits my hand. I don't know if you can see the color of that, but it's not the way it's supposed to. It is black and blue. So
have you figured out if he's doing it on purpose?
So now I'm like, so I was okay. I was a little sore Saturday night. Yesterday, I wasn't too bad. I got up this morning, and my entire thigh is the color of your North Face, Chad. All right. And my hand
it should be like gray.
The North Face.
This.
Yeah. So then we got up yesterday for Easter. So basically I can't walk right now or anything. And then yesterday was Easter. We have teenagers. So, we didn't do anything cool like a money egg hunt. We went and I spent the day driving between my mother's and then my in-laws. And we got home at 10 o'clock at night. And now
I hope you learned a very valuable lesson.
Move away from family. So
there comes a point in your life where your mind still thinks you can. But your body says
my body was still doing it. No.
You're on the precipice of that point.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a time where your body says no, and your mind's like, That makes a ton of sense. I'm not doing that. Like people ask me, they're like, "Hey, you want to go skiing?" I'm like, "No,
No.
Yeah, no.
hell
I
no."
don't. My whole family skis. I'm like, no.
I don't
People
even
ask,
want to
you want
go
to play
outside.
hockey? No, I don't want to play hockey.
Yeah.
I can shovel for a half hour and I can't move for 3 days.
Yeah.
So
You're going to be doing that tomorrow when the northeastern hits.
no, I'm not. I'm not going outside. I'll wait till it to thaw.
Well, that's what listen. So I'm going out of town today, and I'm going to be gone till Thursday. So I'm like, and we literally spring cleaned on Saturday as well after Nick's game.
Spring clang.
Yeah,
Frankly,
we cleaned the whole garage out, got the gym set up for the summer, got everything ready to
Hey,
go.
when you're done with that, you want to come up here and do mine?
We put the snow blower and the snow shovels down in the shed, and then we get a call going, "Hey, there's going to be a nor'easter, while you're gone." And I'm like, "Son, hey, make sure you go get the shovels out of the thing, the shed down below." And he was like, "Nope." He goes, "Dad, I already looked at this. If we get lucky and we're supposed to get a foot here. All right, we're supposed to get a foot." And he was like,
I get a foot of snow, I'm gonna probably call the National Guard.
He goes, "Dad,"
I'm done.
he goes, "But it's going to be 57 the next day. He goes, "All I got to do is just not leave for Tuesday. Like, if Mom lets me stay home,
all I gotta do is just not leave. That's his rationale.
He goes, it's going to be 57. That'll help."
It's getting to the point now where it's just out of control. I mean, we're on right. And I mean, we've had like apparently last week, one day it was 75, but I was where it was raining and cold. And
then you drove back with it,
and then it's been raining for me for about 4 weeks straight, like everywhere I go.
Yeah. So
seriously. Anyway, let's move on. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, we're just
killing. Talk for 20 minutes about ourselves. A good show, guys. Goodbye.
All right, let's call it a day.
I think it's
CM, right?
No. We gotta go.
Oh,
after 2 years,
you forgot.
2 years, you forgot.
Yeah, that segment's only, in his defense, that segment's only like a year and 10 months.
That's his defense. You might want to get a new attorney, Teddy. Holy cow! Watch him limp away.
Do you think he's a?
I don't know. I'm gonna read the guest list anyways. Jeez, we could have done that 2 years ago.
Oh, that's an exciting thing. We didn't even say that. It's our 2-year anniversary yesterday.
Yeah.
Gas X. Go.
On Easter, even. It was a big day yesterday. Huh?
Big day.
Easter, Logan's birthday, 2-year anniversary. Look at us.
Can you believe we've been doing this for I was at my in-laws and I were talking about this at dinner yesterday, and I was like, "Can you believe it's been 2 years of COVID?" Literally.
They're still talking about it. They're still talking about it. They're still saying this is fall. There might need to be lockdown. Nope. Negative. Not happening.
Not here.
Anyways, you're not going to do Shanghai like you are over there. Ain't happening here. Anyways, I'm grumpy. It's cold. I'm sick of wearing sweatshirts.
All right. It's your gas fact time. Get on with it. We're falling apart.
So do you guys know what a Bunsen burner is?
I do.
What are they?
The only reason I know is because of chemistry. It's typically used in chemistry. That's how you heat up your chemicals or your liquids in chemistry, essentially.
Well, if you think about it, go ahead, Teddy. What was that?
No, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
So Bunsen burners, I'm going to read this. Bunsen burners are an overlooked example of how we use natural gas today, not just to heat our homes, cook our food or dry our clothes, but also to educate. 180 million Americans rely on natural gas in their homes today. It's a safe bet that many of them are unaware that the Bunsen burner was the predecessor to widespread deployment of gas stoves in American homes. Coal stoves were the dominant force in home cooking when the Bunsen burner was invented, but nearly 50 years later, gas stoves outpaced coal stoves 2 to 1. Robert Bunsen managed to create a device that Bobby Bunsen created a device that mixed natural gas with air in the right proportions, creating a flame that could be safely used for cooking and heating. The invention of the Bunsen burner opened up new opportunities for the use of natural gas in America and throughout the world. The invention of temperature-regulating thermostatic devices allowed for better use of the heating potential of natural gas, allowing the temperature of the flame to be adjusted and monitored. So we think of it as you did, Chad. Most people think Bunsen burner was the thing in chemistry class or science class, little spigot that was outside the wall there, you turn it on or burn it, So, but it actually was the reason that we were able to do so many other things was the creation of that Bunsen burner.
And I assume it's because he brought in the correct amount of oxygen in that device, right. And then you could burn it
somewhere between 5 and 12%. So Robert Bunsen, Bobby Bun, invented the burner that bears his name in what year?
1846.
Okay, I'm gonna give you choices.
The first one's 1846, I think.
No, it's not. It's 1849.
I was close. I already voted this morning. I read the whole
Okay,
thing.
1849, 1885, 1903, or 1917. Ted, I guess you can vote now.
I think I'm wrong.
Cast your ballot.
All right. What was the second choice? Sorry.
1880 something.
No. Chad was
1885,
1880.
1903,
That's my choice.
1917. 1885?
Yes.
The correct answer is 1885.
Yeah. After now that you said it, and yeah. Mm-hmm.
1885. So,
I am on a roll, by the way.
I know. I'm not.
you have been killing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go revise my answer on LinkedIn now too.
I think you should stop answering, Chad. That would be
Yeah.
the best thing for you because you're gonna
Really
be wrong.
good idea.
regardless of what you
I
Stick
agree.
with the bunny faces.
I agree.
That's what you're equipped for.
Your strength lies in the filters.
In the filters.
Anyways. All right,
Did it
moving
just
on.
make your eyes more doughy? Or did that just like
It makes my cheeks bigger too.
Yeah, okay, there it is. Okay.
You
I
sure?
can tell
Turn
the
that off.
cheeks
I don't
are
know
bad.
if it actually does.
Yeah.
No, it
yeah.
doesn't. That's weird.
No, the cheeks are exactly the same.
All right, so what do we
All
got?
right. So now we were going to bring on our guest who Chad's going to describe in such an eloquent manner
Why do I have to do it?
because CM's your guy.
I guess he's my guy.
Guy.
This
He's
week
your
we're gonna
guy.
have he's a returner. He is a
Relaunch.
returner.
We're gonna relaunch.
It's CM's second time on the show, I believe. But
And third
CM
time
is,
is great with us.
if you've ever been at a corrosion conference and somebody talked to you about a rectifier, there's 9 chances out of 10 they know who CM Nelson is. He teaches pretty much how many did he say? 46 last year, even in a COVID year, he taught classes.
I mean, that's
of them.
like his job is teaching these classes.
Yeah. It's pretty incredible though. I mean,
People
he
come
was
from
such a-
miles around to hear CM tell his tales.
it's actually true, which is crazy. Like even
No, there was no joke
he should
there.
really that's a really good advertising piece for him.
Yeah, you should have it. Trademark.
But,
Sorry.
Yeah, now you can welcome him in, Ted.
So without further ado, welcome back to Connections for Life, CM Nelson. Hello, CM, and welcome back to Connections for Life. How you doing, my friend?
Man, I am doing great, and it's great to see you guys again.
I'm so confused with what just happened. You counted upward, and that I thought you were going to go backward. Then
I was
Yeah, it's
trying
kind of
to-
like you normally go 4, 3, 2, 1. I didn't know what he was doing. He went to different direction.
Hey, I'm chaos in a form of press and record.
Chaos is not with us right now. He should be joining us here
Yeah,
shortly.
chaos will be on momentarily. As you can probably notice, our viewers, that we are missing the one and only, the infamous Joe Sarrett.
I don't really
And,
know what to say without him here because he usually starts and he does all that.
No, he
Well, he
usually
brings
does
such a ray
all
of sunshine to the whole deal.
Oh yeah, all the time. Absolutely. That's exactly how we sum it up.
He's probably putting on a positivity lecture.
100%. So, CM, it's been quite a while since you've been on the
When were
show.
you on? When did we record with you?
A long time.
It would have been back a year ago, I guess.
Probably, yeah.
It was right after
Yeah.
the corrosion expo, right?
Yeah.
Right,
so
right.
Probably almost a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because things were maybe, possibly, barely going to start looking like we could open up.
Right when we talked, it seemed like things were going to go in the right direction. Then I think it fell apart. Like 2 months later or something like that, it all came back down.
Well, and there was some juggling. I mean, I'm very personally, selfishly, I'm very thankful. I ultimately wound up doing 16 in-person trainings last year.
That's pretty wild. What was your record in prior years when you did it?
Oh, like in a like big
Yeah,
booming
normal year before, like 2019.
22.
Okay, so that's darn close. Like,
Yeah,
that's-
no, we were getting back, and it was interesting. Different companies handled things differently. I was certainly in situations where social distancing, where their version of social distancing is they're going to set up a bunch of 8-foot tables, and they're going to put you in the center of one, and Ted in the center of one, and Joe, if he was here, in the center of one. And that's how they achieve social distancing. And then at the real extreme, a company that I won't name, they had actually built 3-sided, 4-foot tall plexiglass petitions.
Can you imagine how much money people made on plexiglass in between 2020 and 2021?
Oh, I talked
Man.
to a business owner who told me that they spent $12,000 on it. For their one little shop, like just to be able to 12 grand. 12 grand. It was a machine shop.
That's
and they had to be able to
crazy.
segregate their machinists from the different machines. We spent $12,000 on plexiglass.
Oh yeah. No,
Does it come in your budget?
in hindsight, if you could move back, in Michael J. Fox's DeLorean.
Oh, it'd be amazing. I'd I'd bet. I wouldn't buy the plexiglass company. I'd just go and take the book and bet.
No, what I would buy, if you could go back knowing what you know now about pre-COVID, there's 2 things I would invest in. Zoom.
Okay.
Zoom.
Yeah.
and hand sanitizer.
Oh yeah. Without it.
2 big ones. That's it. So,
It probably was happening in y'all's world, but down here it was amazing the number of distilleries that pivoted.
Well,
Making hand
that's
sanitizer.
a funny thing you bring that up. I think we need.
You were just using the straight liquor as hand sanitizer?
No. So when I came to work at Upsco, the person who essentially one of the people that hired me and was also my boss, a guy named Jeff Emprick. And now that you make me think about it, he's definitely coming on the show.
yeah.
When he left Upsco, he started his own kombucha company. Do you know what kombucha is? It's like a fermented tea with a SCOBY, this thing on
Probiotic.
top. It's a probiotic, essentially tea for gut health that has all kinds of bacteria in it that make your stomach better.
That's why I don't know about it.
That's why I don't drink it too. But
I love this stuff.
well, when he worked here, he started making it in just little jugs. And I know this is kind of a tangent off of it, but it's an interesting story. He made it in little jugs in his kitchen, and then his wife actually moved out and moved into like this little spot. Well, now after all this, before the pandemic, he had already had like his own 6,000 square foot brewery, and is blowing up at that point. Well, the pandemic hits, and he has this machine. First of all, that I'm definitely not going to do it justice, but it has the ability to take the alcohol out of a liquid, but it remained exactly the same taste, which has nothing to do with the hand sanitizer, but it's pretty cool. So you could get bourbon, take out the alcohol, and it still tastes and looks like bourbon. So
why?
Because in kombucha, you create alcohol, and to stay under state thresholds of being non-alcoholic, you have to take the alcohol out. So instead of brewing it that way, he can take it out afterwards. That's why. But anyways, he took that and made it into hand sanitizer and sold gazillions of
Gallons.
It just blew me away. For like a year, he just made hand sanitizer and crushed it, and then moved into a bigger place.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's been nuts. And, different companies, again, the different things that they had internally, some of them required people to wear masks. Some of them, if we're social distancing, you didn't have to. And that has continued to ebb, kind of like a lot of the rest of the country. Thankfully, I've already done 6 this year.
Yeah,
that's pretty incredible.
Things are starting to loosen up, and quite honestly, I certainly don't mean to infer that COVID wasn't real. Both my elderly parents got it. Certainly, there were people who had bad runs with it, but at the end of the day, the biggest sense that I've gotten from going to the different parts of the country and interacting with people is people are ready to move on.
Just had enough.
Let's just deal with it. Let's, get back to normal, or whatever winds up being the closest we can approximate a normal.
I mean, it's funny you say that. And Teddy, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, so when I was just down in Texas in December, I was down there for the Cowboys game, and it was right at that, not work or anything important. Yeah.
No, but I'm laughing because I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. Go.
So I was down there, and the world was open, even to like some extent of to the airport down there, where airports had probably been the most strict on the mask, like the nose, no nose down, none of that stuff. And it was like they had reached their boiling point in the Dallas airport. And we're like, and I'm like, this is coming to an end. And then I came back to New York and they were like, the world was.
It's like going from Florida to there.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And when you say that people were fed up, it was just like, man, like, I don't know. Go ahead, Chad. Sorry. You threw me off and interjected and I forgot really what I was going to say.
I probably forgot too.
We need Joe.
Where's Joe when you need him?
Where's Joe when you need him?
Gosh darn it.
You know, he would have something to add to the equation.
Oh, we wouldn't have got to talk yet.
Dead air.
We wouldn't have got to talk yet.
No, yeah.
I love him. Where are you?
Yeah. And not trying to make this political, but you know, it is again my own scientific, non-scientific observations. States that tend to be a little more reddish, have been a lot more popular among the places I've been going to.
Sure.
Some of the places that maybe tend a little more.
Well, it's because those, you know, I think that the other sides are practicing political science too. It's not just.
Well, we know they are. We know they are. We brought on a political lobbyist, and he was like, "This is the guy who lives, eats, breathes, and sleeps it." And he told us he said, everything has become politicized. Every single aspect of our entire society is you are only going to get what you want if you give this. And if you don't agree with this, you're wrong and whatnot. And it's very.
Well, I'm glad you finally admitted that you're wrong. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a big breakthrough.
He admits that he's wrong all the time. I know his wife. Believe me. He just goes.
That's what I was gonna say. Don't tell my wife. I'm afraid of her.
So where are you, CM? Where are you most excited to go this year that you haven't gone to yet? What's your go-to, if you can go teach a class anywhere that you've taught, your rectifier class, where's your favorite place to go? And don't tell me all of them because that's a cop out. You can call somebody out and say that there's the best one, because there definitely is, or maybe a best three.
No, well, I can say the best one, and I am thrilled that after a 2-year hiatus, it's going to be live and in living color. Is we've got AUCSC happening in Morgantown, by God, West Virginia, and I could not be more excited.
That's been an amazing. I mean, I've been to that show. This will be, short of the 2 years I missed. This is probably my 13th year going to that show, because even when I worked in the plant, they'd send me to the show. And I think I went to it a long time ago before, when I first got into the industry 20 years ago. And it's one of those places, I'm not going to lie to you, after like 6 or 7 years in a row as a vendor, you're like, okay, I think I'm tired. And I'm not sure. Hey, Joe's here. But now I'm like, man, I can't wait to go see all these people.
Start now.
No, we've been talking about you the whole time. We both drew blanks and wished you were here.
At one point in time, we're like, Joe's not here to cover the dead air. What?
Hey, Joe, I'm happy to see you.
What's up, CM? How are you?
You've been stuck with us, Joe.
We're doing good, but now that you're here, we're going to have to change what we've been talking about, because we've pretty much been railing on you.
Oh, that's okay. I'm pretty much used to that. So
yeah.
Sorry, I got double booked and I had a call that I had to be on, so I apologize for being late. But this is the first time we've done that, so.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a little weird. I didn't know how to start. I didn't really know.
It's like the pop in.
I normally would get a chance.
I'm the pop in.
We were literally just talking about Morgantown. We were talking pop out. We were talking about Morgantown and it coming back this year and how good the show is. And
are you going to that, CM?
Oh yeah. No, the question, Chad had a very awful question in that, things returning back to normal. What's the one school I'm looking most forward to doing? And it's absolutely AUCSC. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to have been on the faculty up there for it's almost 30 years now. And I
started when you're 8, huh? Wow.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
When is that? Is that May?
May.
It's May 10, 11, 12.
Yep.
I'll be in New Orleans.
Yeah, that's why you can go. Teddy will be with me and Adam.
I'll pass you on the way. Yeah.
But you know, I tell anybody that will listen that you're hard pressed to find a better bang for your buck.
No, absolutely there. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Uh-oh.
Okay. It used to be awesome to have it at that venue and have all this stuff in one space. And when they moved it off like campus,
that wasn't our doing.
Yeah, it was that's the university.
That wasn't my question, and I understand that. But has there been any discussion about moving it to a different location, a place where you can kind of bring it all back in?
Boy, you are playing with the lid on Pandora's box.
All right, that's about what I do.
I know that Kent State wanted it because they have a corrosion program now in Ohio, but I don't think it'll ever really move. What I want them to do is I want them to buy their own building.
Well,
yeah, the all of the stars align, and it would be nice if all of the participants could play nice together and cooperatively.
Yeah,
because in all honesty, WVU makes perfect sense. It's convenient and accessible to the airport in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They have all the infrastructure of the facilities to be able to have the various classrooms because there's a lot
of classes. Yeah.
And then, you know, it's a big college football town. So they're well stocked in restaurants and hotels, and they can handle the volume of people.
Yeah.
And it would be very unfortunate if it ever reached a point in time that it becomes necessary to start looking at somewhere else.
Should have it in my house.
Just the thing that I thought that was the coolest thing about Morgantown in the past was like, I mean, you kind of went to the track, wherever the
right,
and then you took the buses, and everything was all that central thing, that central place. And when you left, everybody was in like a few square blocks from one another as far as hotels and restaurants. So everybody like mingled, and it just made sense.
Sure.
When it moved, it was kind of like, where are you staying? Well, I'm over here. It's 5 miles from where I'm staying. And it just made it just so choppy that I feel like a lot of people, at least I feel, I didn't get the same experience out of it. And I
never got the pre version of that. The year I got to go, we were taking the buses and the shuttles.
It was always, you have to do that anyways.
That was always the same.
Just not as far.
It wasn't nearly as far, and everybody didn't have to travel as far to get to the location, I guess. I don't know.
In their defense, they've done a great job in moving it and doing what they did when they got. I mean, the only other option I think they had was to change the timing completely. And I was going to say,
wait a minute, please don't misunderstand. I don't think it's done badly. I just, for a guy that had gone for 6 consecutive years, I got really used to the cadence of how that show was set up, where you went. I'm a kind of.
Here we go again with Joe. Here we go again with Joe's hotel. Once they go all the way down, I can't let it go. He's creature change.
No, it's not even that. It's just we all got accustomed to the same experience, and then when it kind of changed, everybody was like, what do we do? Where are you?
That was my point that I was trying to say was like I didn't have any pre-experience besides what I went to. And so the experience I had was, this is amazing still. So unless you were there prior, you didn't know, I
guess
I'll give you a pre-experience, because when you're doing it, as long as I've been doing
it, used to ride horses around town.
Yeah.
I did know he probably filled bathtubs with beer at some place. That's one of my assumptions. That
I've heard that those types of things occur.
You were in bed. You were in bed.
But
it's 4.
The towers on campus, the towers.
Yeah.
One of those has a basement, and that's where the exhibits were held.
Get out of here.
You used to stay there, too, right?
You could stay in the towers. That was an option. But parking was literally a nightmare because there wasn't any one big lot that you could park in.
Right.
And so there were a lot of people that expressed these type of things when they moved it from the towers over to the Shell building.
They didn't like that.
They didn't like that because, I was staying in the towers. I could walk to everything. I didn't have to get in my car,
Creatures to have it.
To the Shell building, and a lot of people griped about it. And then you got moved from the Shell building to the Milan Pusker facility, which is a great facility.
Right. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's just everything's further. That's all.
It is, and you're right. As this thing has continued to grow, I mean, there's only so much you can do short of opening up the football field as a campsite.
Right.
You can't pack 1,200 people all stay in the same place.
I think that should be the next pitch.
No, seriously, anybody interested in that show? I mean, it's in Morgantown, West Virginia, but it draws people from the entire country. The corrosion tracks that they have, there's got to be 10 to 12 different tracks, anywhere from your basics, fundamentals, advanced into specialized coatings, into the water side of the industry. Just a bunch of every CM's rectifier class, everything you kind of cover in corrosion is there.
I was going to ask, how many classes are you going to be teaching at this show? At this one?
14.
No,
that's my ask. How many tracks? That many.
No. So technically on the schedule, I'm only teaching 2 classes.
Just 18 times.
They have them broken up into 1 hour segments. And so my first segment Tuesday morning is 3 hours. And then my Wednesday segment is 4 hours. So
I'm sorry I'll miss you. Like I said, I'll be in New Orleans. I actually was hoping to come this year, but I got roped into something else. So
you got to go talk about being a social media genius.
No, well, kind of. Yeah.
I didn't make it up. I didn't say you were going to go train lions.
I'm equally as skilled at that.
So because you guys made the mistake of inviting me back a second time, I'm some liberties here.
Oh, we didn't invite you.
Yeah, you did. Well, I heard there was free beer.
Yeah, you're a Morgantown refrigerator.
So I'm gonna turn this around and ask you guys, in that y'all did an amazingly good thing in that when we were all locked down and in solitary confinement, did the virtual corrosion course for Upscope.
Yeah. Well, for everybody, really.
Well, I know, but I mean, you know what I'm saying.
I do.
So what's the next step?
That we never do that again.
Never do that again.
No, it was awesome.
We talked about doing some other things. I mean, you have to understand, and I think this gets lost in all of this, is that that took Chad and I 3 months or 4 months to put together.
Whatever it was, yeah.
And we did every aspect of that, from every single nuance.
I just had to duck because Ted threw a punch. Watch.
Yeah. Every single nuance. And it got to the point where, even after post, when it was finished, we'd had all the professional development hours. And I spent weeks making certificates. And it was a lot. It was just a ton of work. I would love to do something like that again. Actually, what I'd like to do is figure out a way to do something on a larger scale with not just corrosion, and be able to have it. I don't even know if it's a virtual like trade show or anything like that, but just virtual content, because much like with schools and children, people have decided that maybe not to send their kids back to school, and they're just going to do homeschooling because that platform's been expanded and built much better.
Now it's normal too.
Right. Plus it's like, oh, you're homeschooled? Cool. Before you're homeschooled, you're like, whoa, what's wrong with you?
What's going on?
Right. You're missing a leg. What's going on? So I think that one of the things that maybe as the industry grows and we start to get smarter, we have to realize that there's going to be a faction of people, specifically maybe people that work at gas utilities, that are going to require training and certification that aren't maybe always going to be able to leave the premise or leave their facility or want to even. COVID has changed a lot of things for a lot of people. And so I think that maybe creating almost like, I don't want to say like a one-time event, but almost like a catalog of training that people could access and utilize that from their computers and from their desks might be kind of the next generation of training. I don't know that I think we have to be accommodating to the fact that maybe it's not going to be at a trade show or in a classroom environment, that maybe other people would like to have access to that information from behind their screen or sitting at home in their office or even at their office. So I don't know. I hope that answers your question. I'll never probably do it, but that's what I think it would be awesome.
My answer is
D.
Kind of the same as Joe's. I mean, we literally worked on that for 3 months. We did our regular jobs too, but that was and the show, but that was pretty much our focus. And it's not like I send an email over to somebody and they process those videos, or make Zoom meetings or make the Zoom meeting connect to the website.
Like every nuance.
or get people's their bios and put it on the website. Like I did that and Joe did that. So it's like, I wish I could go, hey guys, just do that and we'll get another one. And I do it every month.
See, and the other thing that you have to understand is that we had no idea how to do any of that when we started. So we had to learn every single part
and
of it.
I'm pretty sure I forgot most of it now too.
No, I think it would be okay. I want to say thank you.
Hold on, Joe. I want to answer.
You weren't part of any of that.
I didn't do anything. I didn't show up.
He's trying to say tools.
I think I say thanks, Sam, for actually giving us that little compliment there about that. I know we just were trying to give something back and utilize the platform that we had at the time.
And the connections, right? I mean, essentially the people that know.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. And thank you for your help and support in it. I mean, honestly, to create the platform and the meetings and all
we
this
didn't
stuff
really do anything
was awesome, but the meat and potatoes of it was the folks like yourself that came and did the presentations, because
and helped out and did all this stuff.
No one would have
roundtables.
up.
Yeah.
Well, I think that you guys demonstrated a need that the industry had, and that we were in extraordinarily new circumstances, and people were desperate for A, the knowledge, B,
Interaction.
where you get your PDHs so that you can maintain your certs. I mean, well, I'll go to Morgantown. Nah, not happening. Well, I'll go to the National. Nah, not happening. Well, training. No, not happening. So you guys filled a huge niche, and I think you did a great job pulling it off.
Thanks. I just think it's kind of sad that two knuckleheads that have no background in any of that were able to pull it off, and people whose jobs and responsibilities were to create that just fell really flat. And that kind of bummed me out a little bit. I think a lot of people took the opportunity to go, well, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna stand back and wait for it to happen. If you've known anything, I mean, you had the opportunity to eat lunch with Chad and I in person not too long ago. And I think you realized very quickly that we are exactly who you see on this camera.
I want to interject. I can 100% verify. I had before any of this, I had met Chad once. I had never met him before. And so pretty much CFL was my exposure to Joe. I knew what I was getting with Chad.
Not much. Thank God you realized that. Glad we're up front.
I can tell you that going into a restaurant and, having a business lunch with these guys.
Wait, that was
pretty much exactly what's happening right here.
Business lunch. We don't really.
We were conducting business.
There was some business. Yes.
There was work involved.
I'm still freaked out about those paintings.
I knew you were going to say something about the paintings.
That's a whole other conversation.
If anybody is looking for gift ideas for Joe, please contact me, because I can tell you exactly what to buy him.
Yeah, old black and white creepy photos are exactly what I need hanging out
from the Mexican restaurant.
So, no, it was good seeing you. Jane actually was part of that that lunch as well, and it was the first time that Chad and I had met Jane.
Yep.
So, it was cool, man. I really enjoyed. We still haven't had the opportunity to really meet many of the people. No. I mean, we've met some, but not many of the people that we've met through this screen, and it's so incredible to me that, up until that point, Sam, I'd never met you or Jane, and Chad pretty much the same, right? But the feeling so comfortable, like in that situation, immediately, it's like you really realize that you are actually forming connections and relationships over a screen from people that you've never physically even been within 1,000 miles of. You
would almost say like a connection for life.
Yeah, something like similar to that.
Very well done.
Yeah, and you don't get paid for that, by the way. I don't know if anybody told you.
We can get you like a nickel.
Yeah, Chad will buy you a Mountain Dew when he sees you in Morgan Town.
Chad, I know Chad's going to buy me a beer at AUCSC at the
100%.
hall where they're free.
100%.
Yeah. He'll
No,
give
I
you a
will
ticket.
actually buy you a real one too, not the free one.
Bud Light or lower. Bud Light or lower. That's
Yeah. We're on the.
Yeah, you definitely
Steel
can't
City.
get it. It has to be a domestic CM.
Hey, CM, before we let you go, I know you guys have been talking for a while, but anything you want to leave us with, man? Anything that you're excited about or anything new with TRC going on?
Thankfully for all of us, it's the same thing for you guys, the ability to get out and be in person at events, be it a trade show or, just being able to go and meet with your clients and see them. Certainly for me, selfishly, the trainings, I'm working on very quickly filling the year, and I'm excited about that because I love doing them. But no, things are going good, and hopefully, this is a sign of what our future holds for us. Is that we can get past this insanity that we've been through.
2 years.
2 years. It's
Can
crazy.
I know.
It's funny when we interviewed you the first time, your hair wasn't even white, which is insane. So
No, my hair's been white.
I know, I'm just kidding. Mine's all gray now. No, I think it's crazy that we took all that so for granted. The fact that going out into a trade show or going out to a restaurant or going out to meet somebody for lunch was something that we took so for granted that just getting it back seems like a victory. And I think hopefully people appreciate that part of life that much more now.
I'm gonna get way more philosophical than I usually do.
Are you gonna cry? Are you gonna cry? I'm the only one that's crying.
No. But the one thing that absolutely hit people, and I hope they remember it, that when we get 2, 3, 5 years past COVID, we don't slip back into what we were doing. Is we lost a lot of people during this time.
For sure.
And I constantly heard people saying, man, I wish I would have gone and seen Chad at least once a month. Or I wish I would have called Pete every other week. Or, there was something I really, really wanted to tell Joe. And I can't. And so the big takeaway, regardless of what industry you're in, if you wished you went and saw Chad more, then do it.
Chad more.
If you wish that you called Pete more often, then call him. If you got something you want to say to Joe, probably off screen, but go ahead and do
Don't
it.
call me. Don't. I'm good. I already know. I don't need to hear from you.
But no,
it's funny that you say that because I think I just had a conversation with my oldest daughter today that her grandmother's she's in a rehab facility. She's not doing that great. And I said, are you going to go visit grandma this afternoon? And she said, I don't really want to. And I said, honey, there's going to be a day where you're going to really wish that you had. And I think that's a great message and a good one for us to leave on it.
Yes.
Take the time to tell people how you feel. Take the time while you're here. There's that quote from that movie, and I don't even remember what it was.
I love you guys.
I love you guys. That's not what.
Well, that's what I was saying. I got it.
No, it's life.
Came out quick.
Sorry,
it's premature.
I can't remember the quote, but it's something along the
Thank
lines
God.
of like, you better hurry up because it doesn't last forever. Something like that.
You mean, are we trying to get off the show quick or?
No.
That was the quote. My bad. All right. Sorry.
Can you please, I just Ted, seriously. Now I'm on team Ted now. Can you get rid of him?
Please, Lindsay just came in and told me that something was getting delivered from Big Lots and that she had to take Zoe to lacrosse and I was in charge of that. I don't even know what it means. I'm not sure it's even coming.
Buddy, good seeing you. Safe travels out there.
I'm sorry that you're not going to be at AUCSC. I look forward to seeing you guys there. And, let's hope that we're all headed back in the right direction.
We are.
Agreed. I think
Thank
we
you so
are.
much, CM.
Thanks, guys.
CM, a welcomed addition back to the show. Every time you're on here now that I've got to interact with you, it's been amazing. Love you, man. Can't wait to see you in Morgantown. It's going to be great.
Go ahead, Chad.
What did you want me to say?
No, I'm just kind of bummed I won't see him in Morgantown. I'm not going to be around that week, so that's kind of stinky. But yeah, CM's a cool guy. I mean, it was really Ted. You haven't met him in person yet, have you?
Not in person, no.
Yeah, it was really good.
That one was a little bit different for us too because we just kind of got on and we were like, let's just talk. I almost don't even remember what we talked about because we had no questions or anything. We just kind of, and Joe joined halfway.
Yes.
It was
that's
different.
right. I
as
was gonna
well.
say I feel like I missed something.
Yeah, the interview.
You did?
Yeah, I had actual work to do. Sorry, boys. I won't do that anymore. So yeah, no, it's always good to see and talk to chat with CM. He's kind of like an icon when it comes to the corrosion world, and I think that we don't always give people the credit, or maybe they don't receive the credit that they deserve for what they do for the industry. And I think he's one of those guys that has probably impacted so many people and made them much better at their jobs and their careers. And he deserves all the accolades in the world for that. So
very true.
Good man.
All right. So now we're gonna move to our article segment. All right. I'm gonna share this. What?
Are we? Okay.
I said yes, sir.
Yeah.
You want to do storytellers first?
No, we'll do storytellers after.
Okay.
And we're gonna share a screen. Boom. There we go.
Voila.
Look at that. We have the technology.
We have the technology.
So this article comes from Yahoo Finance. I feel like we get a lot from
Yahoo.
Do you remember that being their catchphrase?
Yeah.
And having
No, I don't. Go. Sorry.
Sorry, that one got me.
I miss you.
No, I completely forgot about it. This comes from Yahoo Finance, and this is pretty interesting. CenterPoint's kind of taking a push, and I assume there's other gas utilities that are doing this too. But CenterPoint's a huge organization, and they get they have it says in the article, but they cover Ohio and Kentucky and Texas and Mississippi, Louisiana. I was wrong about Ohio and Mississippi.
No, you're right.
Sure.
They have Ohio.
Ohio. Kentucky, I was wrong. So they're a huge organization. They have let's say 7 million metered customers, and they're transitioning over to Intellis natural gas meters from Itron, which are ultrasonic meters. There it is. And it's a cool, it looks like it's half the size of a regular meter. But the coolest thing that I thought that came from this is, if you scroll down, one of the things that's really interesting is that this has the ability to have an automatic shut off. So in the event of like high flow or something like that, or low or high temperature incident, it'll reduce a potential gas explosion or a potential issue right at the meter, which is pretty unique. And I can't imagine that these things are probably they have to be, I would assume, pretty expensive. At least in comparison to what a standard diaphragm meter would be. So good on them for going from a safety perspective and coming up with a solution to keep people safe and things like that. So I don't know, pretty cool article. If you haven't seen it, again, Yahoo Finance, it's on there. You guys got anything to say?
No, not right now.
Well, I think I'm just embarrassed to be part of the show at times. Not really.
Hang on, my son just walked in and telling me he's leaving to go back to school, so I have to give him a hug.
You can't wait 30 seconds.
Come on, you're on the show. You're officially on the show.
Logan, happy birthday.
Smart meters, Flo?
What's up?
Get a haircut, you hippie.
It's crappy driving.
Logan, I'm going to be in Cleveland this weekend. You should come watch some really high level basketball.
Cleveland basketball, big basketball.
You might want him to play with you. He's like 6'9".
Bye.
I love travel safe, bud.
Well, that was unexpected.
Sorry. That one I could not say bye to him.
Do you remember when this was like starting 2 years ago, as we kind of talked about a little bit, but like that would have been like mine. I was like, no.
We locked the door.
We locked doors and stuff. Yeah. Now it's just like, yeah, my kid came in. Oh, the dog is whining.
I was hoping he would sit down and take over the program. Maybe he had some insightful things to say about the gas meters.
I actually did have some things to say about the gas meter. You just threw me off because you were like, do you have anything to say? And he walked in and I was like, I don't know what to do. And I muted. I was like,
at least you're good at thinking on your feet.
He was like, no. I was like,
At least you're good at multitasking and thinking on your feet. So we got that.
Yeah.
The thinking and standing on my feet, I sometimes have problems with. I think it's a really cool idea. I probably have more questions after looking at the data sheet of that than anything of like the high temperature range. How does it?
Yeah, I do. I have some questions about that too.
Yeah, I have some, but I think it's really cool.
Let's get somebody out from Itron on to talk.
That's a great idea.
Teddy, you're in charge of that.
Okay.
No, I think that would be neat. I'd like to learn more about that.
Yeah, me too. It just
I'll get to it between like now and next March.
I bet you still wouldn't.
I think you guys have some kind of inside joke or something
I don't know.
regarding that.
No,
I wish
you're
I
just
did.
you're self-admittedly the person that does the least amount on the show.
Yes.
Well, then we both laugh when you say it.
Yes.
We've established
we just kind of jumped on your joke. So.
That
Anyways, moving on.
wasn't very nice of you guys.
Never claimed to be nice. 2
That's
years in, you
true.
think you get that?
Now we're going to go into our next segment, which I'm very intrigued about today, which is story.
Me too.
And
Storytellers. I need new background. Storyteller.
no, we can't use a same voice for gas bag.
Oh, good point.
Like storytellers time. Storytelling.
Gotta get some
Tell stories.
Oh,
Joe, you're up.
it's Joe's week.
I'm gonna start a new show. It's gonna be called Disconnected for Life from YouTube.
You couldn't do
Disconnected
that.
from those two
You and
idiots.
Chatter are
Disconnected
close.
for Life. So this is kind of just a little funny story about Teddy, and it's not more so about Teddy. It's about what happened to Teddy.
Okay.
So back in October, Ted and I were boarding a flight
Oh,
He tells his story all the time to people, which is
in
why-
Syracuse. So we show up at the airport. We're supposed to be on the same flight, and I don't know when he's coming. He doesn't know when I'm coming. Figure we'll just meet at the gate, whatever. And we're adults, we can figure it out. We just happen to get there into where you check your bags in at the exact same time. So we're flying from Syracuse to Charlotte, the direct flight. No big deal. We check in the exact same time. We go through security. We get on the plane. Everything's normal. We take the flight. We get there, no problem. We get off the plane. We go down to baggage claim, and the conveyor belt starts up. And
hold on, pause that real quick. I have to add 1 second.
See?
We're standing there, and we go, man, I've never been the guy that gets their bag first, right?
Yeah.
And Joe's like, oh, that happens to me all the time. He's like the third one off the conveyor belt.
yeah, I was gonna get there. So the conveyor belt starts up, and I'm like, I'm like, bag one, bag two, bang. Here's my bag. I'm like, all right, try to get yours. Let's get out of here. So we're waiting, and now it's to the point where the bags that had already gone by are coming by a second time. And then all the people start to dissipate their bags, and then there's no bags. The conveyor belt sets off. Ted's like, "Where's my bag?" I'm like, I don't know. Let's go check on this. Now, I have to tell you at this point in time, I hadn't realized this, but at this point in time, I realized Teddy's dressed like a 14-year-old boy. He's wearing pink sneakers and gray
Joggers.
sweatpants and like a teal t-shirt or
No, hoodie. I had a hoodie.
It was
I had a-
City
I had a-
Lights
I had
hoodie.
a City Light.
I like that hoodie.
My basketball colorway.
Actually, like
so
that
he
hoodie.
looks like a cartoon character, a 6'5" cartoon character, right? We're supposed to have dinner, go to the show, whatever. 4.5. So
Ooh, dinner and a show.
So we go to the counter, and Ted says, hey, where's my bag? So he takes out his little tag that they give him, and she scans it. She goes,
I
it's
always
still in
lose
Syracuse. It's still in Syracuse. He's like, what? How can it possibly still be in Syracuse? We don't know, sir, but we'll deliver it to you. Was it later that day? They were going to bring it in.
They said, you will have this before tomorrow morning. And I was
Before
like,
tomorrow morning.
I better, because I have a show tomorrow morning.
So he's in full-on panic mode. I don't have any clothes. We need to go to the store. So we go.
Well, now I'm there. Now.
No, you're not there yet.
No,
You're not there yet.
Oh,
went
you
to the
went to
store
a
twice.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Jumped the gun.
So we go to, what was it, a Target?
Also,
We went, no, TJ Maxx first.
TJ Maxx.
I jumped the gun. Also, the same trip.
And he can't find anything.
Yeah. I'm an ogre, in case anybody's wondering. I am 6'4" and 3/4 of an inch.
So-
and
I am legitimately having the time of my life pulling out ridiculous clothing to try to get him to wear. So I think he ends up with
one pair of jeans
from where? Where were they from?
from TJ Maxx. They were
From
some
TJ
off-brand
Maxx,
I've never heard
bootleg
of.
jeans.
And a golden bear Arnold Palmer.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Arnold Palmer polo.
Wait a minute. Was 5 sizes too big.
Yeah.
It was
Only
huge.
like it was like we have like large, extra large,
Or 5XL.
XL.
I mean, he
Nothing.
put it on. It was literally to his knees. It was like a bed sheet.
So that's
And a pair of
shoes.
and a pair of like generic Hey Dudes.
No, we had to go to Walmart for those. Remember?
They had to get at
Hey
Walmart.
Duds.
The
Yeah.
best part was he had just bought real Hey Dudes, and they were in the bag in the
They were in the bag.
airplane.
Yeah,
And they're-
he was-
Yep.
So the night comes and goes, your bag never shows up.
Never.
The morning comes, this bag's still not.
That's when I came.
Yeah.
Yeah, then Chad comes.
So
So the next day he's wearing his absolutely enormous giant golf shirt,
His
Yep.
Volkswagen car cover golf shirt.
his bootleg jeans, his Hey Duds that look like if they got wet, they're just gonna fall apart.
yeah.
And I don't know, buddy. When did
I
you?
had no like
He had no gel. He had no toothbrush.
nothing.
We went to Target. That's when we went to
So
Target.
then the next morning we go to do the morning, we set up for the show. Chad's now with us, and I'm like, guys, we have to go back to the store. This bag doesn't show up.
That's right. We had to go back to the mall.
I need more clothes. I can't keep wearing this. And we're like, well, let's go to Target. We go to Target with these three idiots right here. These two are like children in a Christmas store.
Oh, it's
Like,
awesome.
oh,
I was like, picking
try
out-
this
dude,
out.
I was getting so much enjoyment out of your misfortune because if it had happened to me, I would have been so mad that I would have probably, you took it.
You
I
would've
have to
stayed in
give
the
you
hotel.
credit. You took
Joe
it.
was
Did you
never left
buy
the
the
hotel.
office shirt or whatever? What was the
The
shirt?
Dunder Mifflin. Dunder Mifflin Hawaii. We were wearing the Hawaiian shirt.
Hawaiian shirt.
We were wearing Hawaiian shirts for the show, and we were like, this is the same color blue.
Do you still have it?
Yes.
Go get it.
It's at the,
Go get it.
dry,
Go get it.
What?
dry cleaners.
Why would you dry clean a Walmart shirt with Dunder Mifflin on it?
Because it was
Does
in
it
the
work?
laundry that went to the dry cleaners. It was just there.
That's even dumber. That story just got even worse. You're gonna get a shirt back. You got a shirt dry clean that's gonna cost more to clean it than it did to buy it.
Yeah.
Is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Did you get it Martinized?
No.
What's
No.
Google it.
No.
I don't want
It's all
to.
starched up.
Yeah. My dry cleaning stays medium starch. Like they have it on file.
My dry cleaning is me hanging it on a hanger after I pull it out of the dryer. That's about all I
No,
got.
the best part
Anyways,
about this, right? We go to Target and we buy like another couple shirts. I had to buy like gel and toothbrushes and stuff. And I'm like, I now have to plan for the next 3 days of not having a bag. Okay. We get back from there. We're walking in and they're like, I'm like, any bag yet? And they're like, nope. I go upstairs, I change to my next outfit, and I get a call, and they're like, hey, we just got your bag here at the airport. It'll be to you within an hour. And I'm like, well, we got to go to the show or whatever. We go to the show. We come back that night. It got dropped off at like 11:45 p.m. They called me at 2 p.m. All right,
you
2
could have
p.m.
legitimately gotten into a car and driven it to Charlotte faster than the airline was able to get it to you.
100%. So that is a good story. That is a good
So
story.
anyways, that was a funny one. And I just want to point out for all the people that watch this show that don't travel a lot, for all the people that watch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
For anyone who watches this show,
Are you talking to me?
yeah, Chad,
On your
that
couch.
sometimes don't understand the frustration of traveling. That's just a microcosm of like everything and possible that could go wrong and does go wrong, from missed flights to, bags not returning with you, to hotels having issues. I mean, there's just so many things.
I messed up when I said that, by the way. I got the bag at 11:45 at night. The next day, Chad and I left for the airport at 5 a.m. That's when I got the bag.
You got it back though, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. You had it one night because
No, you had it one night. You had it
Did I?
one
One
night.
day. Yeah, you had it for
Because
one day.
you had your
You had your
Oh,
shirt on.
Hawaiian
at the-
shirt. Yeah, the
at the
Hawaiian
SGA
shirt. That's right.
thing,
Yeah.
You didn't have to wear your
I
Dunder
didn't have to
Mifflin.
wear the Dunder Mifflin. But it was
which you
I
apparently wore
literally-
later at some point.
Why?
My
Yeah.
bag.
Why did? Wait a minute. I have more questions about this other shirt. Why are you getting it dry? Did you wear it again?
No, so when it came out of the suitcase, right, with a
This
bunch
was
of the
7 months ago.
I know. So listen. So I have like a pile of dry cleaning that I take like once
That's-
a month and just
all
drop
right,
it
yeah.
off, right?
This
So
was 7
I
months
haven't had
ago.
to take anything to the dry cleaner in a very, very
So
long
it
time.
sat in a pile for 7 months.
Literally.
You know what
like,
pile it should have sat in? The local landfill. That should have been thrown away.
I'm gonna
Why
wear
did
the
you bring it
Dunder
home?
Mifflin.
Sat in the pile at the Goodwill store.
Next
Anyways,
week on the
enough-
show, I'm wearing the Dunder Mifflin shirt.
you better.
Oh,
You
yes.
have to.
I have to. Yeah.
It's almost as bad as when I had to get the clothes for golf and I threw them in the garbage can after I was done wearing them.
Those shoes were amazing.
I still have those.
Oh, here's the funny part though about that, right? So I had bought those Hey Duds, all right, at that Walmart, and when I got the Hey Dudes, a guy made a comment to me at the show and was like, "Hey man, I like the Hey Dudes you had on yesterday better than the ones you had on." And I'm like,
Darn.
$5, Walmart. They're probably at the shoe cobbler right now getting resold. All right, we gotta go.
Yeah, we got it. Wow.
This episode's 4 hours long. So keep your film.
oh, that's great. All right, well, remember to click like, subscribe, share, all the stuff that nobody does that we ask you to do every
Or
week.
don't.
Don't.
Happy second anniversary, boys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let her go.
Three.
Let
Bye,
her go.
guys.